Question 4. Biden is transitioning to become the next president. Trump still denies it. What are your thoughts on the transition and how America feels about the election?
Trump got cheated. Biden's a socialist dog. He's going to sneak us into a communist Russia.
How quickly Trump turned into just like a sad, defeated, pathetic little thing.
Like, you know how much I love Trump. Love.
It's such a bad look.
Like, one of my favorite people, Scott Adams, he always talked about how politics, there's like 2 movies going on. 2 movies. And people are watching the same thing through 2 movies. The movie of like the Russia and the impeachment, and the movie of like, haha, look at these idiots, our country's going amazing. I always kind of saw it through the movie of liking Trump, and I don't blame myself at all. That was the best. That was the right movie, I think. But in the world of the movies, in my world, my personal world, they're kind of coming together, and like, I couldn't be more confident about the future of the country. And the storyline stuff is what matters to some people than the real stuff. I'm more concerned about the real stuff. He does look like an absolute baby. He looks like an absolute baby. I mean, there's one thing about like winning. You always win at all costs. Like, I respect that. Like Tom Brady screaming on the sidelines, like Michael Jordan being an absolute dickhole because all he cares about is winning, like murdering to win. Like, there's something I respect about somebody who's just a winner at all costs. Like, I like that. But this is embarrassing, man.
But when Tom Brady loses, he's pissed, but he doesn't say like we got cheated. You know, he doesn't say like the refs fucked us or they deflated the footballs or, you know, whatever. That's such a loser mentality. And it's a little bit like it's dangerous because so many people hang on every word this guy says. So everyone, they're like, well, even though literally zero proof of anything has been shown and I've lost every single case that I believe him. It's coming, boy. When you see what we have coming, you're gonna be shocked.
I see a lot less of that, like in the past week or two, than I did 5 weeks ago.
It's funny that he's like, all right, I'll start the transition to power, but it's kind of the same way you're dealing with that hole in your wall, where he's like, I'll figure it out. I always do. I'll figure it out. Like, all right, you guys, you can start the transition to power, but like, just wait till you see what we have coming. The world's going to be blown away when they see what we uncover. And like he's ticking. Obviously, you lost.
Got it. I feel like
it would behoove of him to just suck it up, wipe the blood off his lip, and be like, all right, Trump 2024.
It seems like his strategy is to. I wonder if he would do that. I feel like his strategy is to keep the bravado, keep the storyline alive that I got cheated. So then, when he does go to a rally when he's not president in 2 years, he can just like get the crowd riled up with that same like I got cheated. Like in that sense,
that's not good.
I kind of get it.
That's what I hate about Donald Trump is that's so bad for the country. But he doesn't give a shit about the country. He just cares about himself. He just wants his supporters to be behind him. So if that means like fracturing the country, if half of the country thinks that he was cheated, that's so bad. That's such a bad.
So I actually have a note on this. Like, the dangerous people saying Trump is dangerous. His rhetoric is dangerous. You've heard that throughout the past 4 years. I never believed that because I trust and love the country so much.
Yeah.
I trust and love the country so much that I never believed that anything he did was dangerous. People who thought Obama was going to make us a socialist never even came close. He thought Trump was going to start World War II, never came close. Like, I don't think it's dangerous at all because it just proves again how strong the country is. Like the transition's starting, everything's going to be normal. Like there's anything he could do or say that would like ruin the foundation of the country.
This is the worst thing that he's done for sure. Because if 50% of the
There's
country
no way
think
50%.
That he was rigged. If 30% of the country truly believed that everything was stolen,
what percentage of people do you think truly believe it?
30%,
dude. I think probably like
third.
11%, 12%. Like it's a small percentage. Like I voted for the guy. If I go back, I vote for him again. I love the guy.
Such a bad look though. Like he has people who hang on every word he says, and he just won't give it up. And there's no. If he was right, dude, then it'd be one thing. But there's no evidence that he is.
He hasn't been out like he's just been tweeting, but he hasn't like I haven't seen him in so long. Like
I know. I love to think about him just moping around the White House.
He's just
being
moping
sad, eating ice
around.
cream, and like
I heard he might do a rally
know.
to like try to help someone in Georgia or something, and I was trying to imagine what that rally would be like because it's tough for him without his bravado.
it would be all about him
He's definitely moping around,
kicking
but
rocks and stuff.
yeah, but yeah. I mean, I feel a little bad for him, but not really. I mean, if you can't
Why would you feel bad for him? You can't feel bad for him.
I don't actually. I take that back. I don't feel bad for him. My point was that I don't feel bad for him. I wanted to lead it with I feel a little bad for him, but I don't. I don't feel bad for him at all. He's Mr. Tough Guy,
He lost.
talking shit to everyone. I know, and he does not have a good. His best point on the election fraud is the same thing I thought early on that confused me. It's just I can't believe this many people voted. Like, do you believe? So he has no good cases for why he lost. If he had something that was like good, he would keep saying it. The only thing he has is, do you really believe more people voted for Biden than Obama? I actually do have a little trouble like believing that, but
So many people hated him. Like, there's a few
Yeah.
reasons that I think that would be.
But I do believe it. by
One,
the
so many
way. I
people
do
hated
believe
him, and also it was a lot easier to vote this year because of the
Easier.
mail-in voting.
Easier, and issues were more prevalent, like that related to people wanting to vote, and I do believe it. I just that was my first shocker.
is,
Like,
yeah,
holy
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
I can't believe it because Biden. No one voted like is super excited about Biden. Like,
Right.
I gotta say though, I fucking like Joe Biden, man.
Cool guy.
I always liked him. I mean, I'm not fired up about him. I don't fucking love him, but he's just like he's saying all the right stuff. Like he's just like, hey guys, come on,
Right.
it's
Right. Come on.
it's all
Yeah.
it's all good, guys. And he didn't like
He
ever.
sprained his ankle though.
I heard about that.
That was my favorite Trump maybe ever from Trump.
What'd
It
he
was
say?
like a video of Joe Biden leaving the hospital, clinic, whatever it was, and he just said like "feel better!" exclamation point.
Really?
I don't know
I
what
didn't-
his
I
angle.
didn't
I'm
even see
assuming
it.
he's being sarcastic. He's like, "Oh, this old man is fragile," but yeah, I thought it was funny.
It'll be fun to see.
I just-
You remember the
It's
optics?
fun to see Trump melting down. Like
remember
this.
the
Like, you knew what
optics?
would happen, but it's pretty great to see.
You remember the optics of Obama handed it over to Trump, going off in the helicopter?
Mhm.
How is he going to play that?
Here's the other thing. That's a good question, and related to that, it's like all the people that have tied themselves to Trump, like his press secretary, that what's her
Kayleigh
name? Kayleigh, whatever. She was
McElhaney.
like, he was not given a peaceful transition. It was blah blah blah. So why should he afford the same? And then they show like a video of that transition, and like the day after the election, he was in the White House, and they were being so cordial and so polite to him, and
Yeah.
it's like.
And
It's
and,
just-
there's that
it's
note
crazy.
that one president writes to the next president. I wonder what Trump will
It's
write.
just gonna say "fuck you," you know.
Yeah. Biden's a good guy
I don't
though,
know,
and
man.
honestly, we said this before, but politics are more boring already.
Yeah, which is
So,
good.
I mean, I guess
for
it's
now.
good. Yeah. Like sometimes if I want to like a cheap like hit, I'll see what the View's bitching about or people being outraged about Trump. Or like,
You love the View.
I love the View, man. I love the View. And I like the View because I look at them as the outraged media perspective on anything, and it's fun to watch them. And just they were off for like a couple weeks during the campaign, and then they came back, and I immediately started liking Trump more because like after they came back, because they're just so silly, man. But I think it's going to be so boring, and that's going to be fine. And I think Biden will be
Yep.
fine. He's not going to be able to pass anything through. The stock market's up because it's just going to be boring. And no malarkey. No malarkey.
No malarkey.
No malarkey.
I love that saying. And like to
I like
be
that. I like that saying. a lot.
fair.
I like it.
Have
a
you
lot.
ever seen so much malarkey in your entire life right now? Like
Dude.
this is the most malarkey that's maybe ever existed. So cut
Like-
out the malarkey. Let's move forward.
Like his SNL character and his jokes about him is going to be
Oh,
like.
I wonder who's gonna play him.
Well, Jim Carrey seems to have it. I don't know if
That
he'll
ain't
do it-
working.
Right. It's not
I
working.
can't imagine that. No.
That'll continue.
And I
To
don't-
go. Do you think he's a good Joe Biden?
No.
Oh, I
and
think
I don't
he's
think
great.
that they'll continue. Really? I think it's
Yeah.
it's just like so. Like I guess he kind of looks like him and it has the
Yeah.
mannerisms, but there's nothing else to it.
He looks like him so much. Like he's
It's
the only
funny
guy
when
I've ever
there's
seen do
like-
makeup. To
But there's
look like
nothing
the
really
guy.
that funny about Biden yet. There will be, but like they
Here's
don't
what's-
like.
here's- it's gonna be like George
What?
Bush. It's gonna be like George Bush.
Yeah,
Gaffes,
right.
gaffes and things. But the funny part is like when you talk about like Jimmy Fallon does little bits about him, and it's just like him like rambling about the 1920s. I played with a ball and a stick and like little stuff like that, like how old he is and how like back at the pool with Corn Pop, me and him used to do this and that, like little antics from like the back in the day. Those are kind of funny. It's gonna be a
think-
stretch though.
hot take. This is unrelated, but I think Jimmy Fallon's going to be out of a job in like 2 years.
I love Jimmy Fallon.
He sucks. His show is
Dude,
awful, and he is so
one
bad.
thing I've learned about late night comics is that they do evolve. I used to think Trevor Noah sucked, and Trevor Noah is much better now.
He's gotten way worse.
I think he's gotten better. I think it used to be terrible.
No. Jimmy Fallon's gotten way worse.
How often or in what parts of the show do you watch?
Not often anymore. And
see, to be fair, like you said with me with Chappelle, he's got, so in the morning in the car ride to the gym, I like to watch some of the late night, and I don't ever watch the guests. It's an hour long show. The first 10 minutes is stand-ups.
You just watch the monologue?
The monologue. It's basically news and it's jokes. So I'm like, hell yeah, news and jokes. Jimmy Fallon has the best news and jokes out of anyone. Colbert and Kimmel, they might get better. They're just way too visceral and vicious about politics. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Fallon hits on both sides and does like little kid jokes. And I know you like dad jokes. Give Jimmy Fallon another shot on his monologues. They're getting much better. And they're very funny.
He's just so phony, so fake. Like
fake
the interviews are awful. The interviews aside, even the like segments, just awful. Like watching the let's do the wheel of impressions with Jay Farrow, and they have to pretend like it's not all pre-written, and it's just brutal.
Give it another shot. Give it another shot because he's gotten a lot better, and it's fucking funny. I'm telling you. All right. So
I still think he'll be fired, but yeah.
Have you ever heard a better podcast in your entire life? Take that, Joe Rogan. Best podcast you've ever heard. Get more podcasts right here and subscribe to the show too while you're at it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. Honestly, I love you.